I'm Vercoil, and this is part 14 of Call of Cthulhu. Call of Cthulhu. Last time we defeated the Dimensional Shambler, which was a lot quicker than I expected, and then came to the bookstore. We reconstructed events and found that a thief had broken into the residence and was attempting to steal whatever is in the safe guarded by the Elder Sigil. Turned out to be Hawkins himself, and that he'd been repelled. Now we are going to listen to the cylinders we found and hopefully get the clue to the combination of the thing. Not that. That. Thank you. Let's go with 1.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
What?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
Chess
Let those
piece.
of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay, so the second cylinder is talking about the number of white pieces on the chessboard.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So, number 9. So what was the first one?
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
I think that's got something to do with the Arkham edition of, what's his name? Thingy. So that's 4. White is, so 2 is 4, 3 is 9.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
And probably the number of rubies. This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif? Do they? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rubies. And way too many sapphires. So let's go with 5, 4, 9. Let's try that out. Okay. So this one, yep. No. 5. How do I? There we go. 4. 9. No. 5, 4, 9. The rubies. Truth. I'll just check volume 9 of the thingy. There it is.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
This one in particular. Collection of poems, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. He specifically mentioned a 9, so that... Did he mention which order it was in? Open the safe. Oh, that's so handy. Thank you. Oops, sorry. Sneeze got caught. Okay. We'll check the clue again. That one.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
So, yes.
The Queen has little protection.
Is it 3?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their
It's 3.
dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Yep, it is 3-9.
The chalice of knowledge.
2, 3, 4, 5, right? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or was that? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, sorry, my brain is just does not work. So it's 5, 3, 9, right? Right? 5, 3. Aha! I was correct. And there's the Necronomicon, right? Yep, bound in leather of dubious origin, an enormous tome that whispers. You opened it, Pierce. Why did you open it? You opened the Necronomicon, dude. You've got enough occult knowledge you should know not to open books willy-nilly. And it guided him to open a certain page. Right? Oh boy. Yes. This isn't good, man. Why? Oh, lovely. There's a bunch of them now. Did you just gain a power from the accursed book? Because that could be bad. Could be really, really bad. In the Nameless bookstore, Pierce traced a trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the letter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside, irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. In the Riverside Institute. Bravo, Pierce. Bravo.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
What can you tell me about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Who?
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told. After inhaling chemicals.
The oils. So who is Blake? Tell me about his symptoms.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down. His skin losing its color. His body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will.
Not happy about the ship captain and the doctor in the background. Where is he from?
I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
Blake.
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Who?
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
I know enough, apparently.
That'll do for the time being.
Any idea what this
examine the patient.
Very well. I'll examine him.
Okay, so we'll start with his side, I guess.
Severe malnutrition.
Ooh.
Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
Oh boy, what is growing in this man?
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky.
He's developing suckers off a octopi, right? Right? Possession seems to be strong in this one.
30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
He has something in his belly. The state of his limbs is worrisome, and he is severely dehydrated. He has something in his belly.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
No,
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
The state of his limbs is worrisome.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
It's, Doc Fuller's mutational studies, right? He inhaled the green gas, right? That Pierce breathed in, right? He's severely dehydrated.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
His body is mutating.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Hello, Fuller.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations.
Cultist!
I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
That man's body. These symptoms are worrisome. I've never seen anything like this. You're turning him into a monster.
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Yep.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
Uh-oh.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
That's not good.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
Yeah.
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Hidden files of proof. Nobody mentioned crimes. For now. Stay out of this. Okay, so... this could end badly for Marie. But there's a reason that Pierce is ghosting her, right? It's to gain more knowledge of the situation, right? I mean, we know now that, you know, that dude down there is mutating quite badly. And will die at this rate. And this will also give us more knowledge in what he's done to Pierce. The hidden files are proof.
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Okay, so we are now in some deep shite.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Lovely. Alright, what's the journal saying? Found a book in the bookseller's safe. There was something wrong with it. It smelled of death and putrefaction. I had a bad feeling. I read it to understand why I had such feelings. What happened after that? Where am I? You are ghosting the nurse. Let's have a look at the... yeah, we got some time. Let's check out what the other things say. Can't access Pierce. Darkwater's knowledge looks fairly similar. Sanders residence. The Sanders house, all in shades of red and in gold, is impressive, but nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. The place is huge and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works. Macabre? Defaced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters, and the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. What happened in this room, I will never be able to forget it. Really. The Nameless Bookstore. I've never seen such a collection of works on magic and occultism. Algernon Drake, the owner, prides himself on being a luminary in the study of esoteric phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary. It holds numerous rare or forbidden works. Its back room houses a safe protected by an ancient symbol. Yes. Okay. The Dimensional Shambler comes from a dark and inhospitable dimension where the rarity of food sources keeps it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it is in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the veils of your dimension, otherwise you risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself in your dimension and allow it to rip you open with its claws. Extract taken from the Malleus Mysterium. Does that mean if I didn't actually look at it, it couldn't have hurt me? Because that's interesting. The Malleus Mysterium. Men will gather the knowledge through the lines dictated to me by the great old ones, but also in other volumes. The visions that assail me whisper me names and silhouettes of mystical creatures. Soon the Malleus Monstorium, repository of all anatomical, cosmic, and dimensional knowledge, will be seen as the authoritative work. This book, unholy among the most cursed books, will one day be the final rampart between man and the predators that are waiting to devour him, hidden behind the veils of parallel dimensions. Oh yay. This exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin probably dates from the 16th century. It bears the Elder sign on its hilt. It apparently belonged to Pagali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at the court of Suleiman the Magnificent. Legend tells that Pagali used the symbol on the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. What is certain is that Suleiman had his vizier executed. Did he fear him after this demonstration of power? Oh boy. The painting of the Shambler was exposed in Francis Sanders' gallery, but I think that the creature no longer requires it for movement. It went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure, it's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I am not sure. So not only has Pierce been exposed to various highly potent...
This place draws you in and never lets you go.
Not only has Pierce been exposed to some very potent books of knowledge, but he hath also been exposed to
chronic insomnia, like half the island.
Some very weird chemicals by Fuller. Is this open? Aha. Which is great. Fantastic. High security unit. Is it locked?
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
It's locked.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
What's she grumbling about? Hello, nurse.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Oh, poor Elizabeth. Why go through her?
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak.
Lovely.
Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
That sucks. That really sucks.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Interesting. So another case of follow the pipes, right? Okie dokie. Ah. That way. Wonder who that guy is.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag.
Okay, what's this?
I didn't make this up.
Hello.
I'm the one who pays.
What shall we encounter in the dark places of this world? Is this Fuller's study? Ooh, I can crouch. I didn't think the lady doctor could do that. Thought that lantern just lit up. Let's leave every door in this place open. I'm sure that can't go wrong at all. So I never actually checked what was on the wax cylinder at... what's his name's house? Sanders. I mean, it could have just been a message, but... it might have been something more. The Reference Book of Medical Sciences. Like a dictionary, this work references in alphabetical order all the medical sciences known and practiced in the modern world. For each of the entries, the major works and the names of the reference authorities are listed. I wish I had something like that while I was at university. That would have been good. I wasn't in medicine, by the way, but it still would have helped. Okay. That totally looked like a file I could touch, but apparently I cannot touch it. Hello, are you the hag, the witch?
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Oh, she's the one who was helping Fuller.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
I was going to talk to the doctor.
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
You should have said yes, thank you. You've just given away the fact that you were interested. Okay, distract Donovan by cutting off the water and leaving poor Elizabeth to dry, so to speak. Hello, you poor individuals, you. Okay, so... I'm nearly out of time, but let's first go to the pharmacy and see what there is to see.
No, you're pulling my leg.
Oh?
I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl.
But Donovan is
And
old.
the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
We're gonna leave Elizabeth to
We're
dry.
running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, and Mrs. Donovan refused it.
What?
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
Since when is a head nurse on a higher sort of authoritative measure than a full doctor? I mean, the head nurse is a very important position, don't get me wrong, like holy crap, but pretty sure when a doctor says we need X medicine, you get X medicine, right? Umino Delinquent? This pseudo-scientific work by Cesar Lombroso correlates an individual's morphology with his criminal predispositions. The seriousness of this study and the accuracy of the demonstrations can deceive an uninformed reader. That was the thing with the shape of the head, right? That's old school. Old
The
school.
doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
Interesting. On barbiturates. Now that is interesting. What's this?
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
That is a lot of missing medicine. Holy crap. Jeez. Leader of the field, my foot. Okay, so obviously the boiler room, but storage. Can I get in there? Ah. What's in here? A book. Medicine and Secret Sciences. This very interesting book, aimed at a wide public, demonstrates how non-recognized sciences have influenced modern medicine. Magnetism, grandmother's secrets, Chinese acupuncture, hypnosis, herbal medicine, alchemy, and many others have contributed, to a certain extent, to the enrichment of medicine at the beginning of this century. True. Close the door. Thank you. Hello, janitor.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Thank you, janitor. Hello.
Dr. Colden?
Thank you, nurse. Your conversation, as usual, is inspired. Hello.
Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Mutating people.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
I'll examine her myself.
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself, and keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor. Thank you.
But those are just words, so we're not budging.
He's fair. That's
Very
that's
well.
fair.
At least I'll know where to find you.
The kitchen. Yeah, so he wasn't just experimenting on the mental cases. He was actively kidnapping people. I don't like this.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
What's in the food? That's not good. I'm not happy about that.
Doctor, please. My chest.
Oh, no.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation.
Uh-oh. Heart attack at work.
Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Roy just saved his life, but, well, definitely saved his life. What the hell? What is Fuller doing? I mean, that's not even one of his... That doesn't even seem to be one of his usual experiments.
Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Good question. Very good question. The Roaring Hearth. What else can we do? Can we save anyone else? Hello.
Ah, the whaling station.
Oh?
What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
He's talking about the Leviathan, right? Anyway, this is drawn out a bit too long, it turns out. So I've been Vercoil, and this has been part 14 of Call of Cthulhu. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. Leave a message maybe. Maybe subscribe. I'm going to be at this for a while. I keep getting sidetracked in this game, it seems. And thanks for watching. Bye.